Weekend Game Plan gets out into the community with Suburban Newspaper sports editor Mark Lidbetter and the Amateur Sports Report.
Hey, welcome back. It's Weekend Game Plan on TSN 690. Joey Alfieri in for Matthew Ross with Dave Trentadue with you till 9 o'clock. And it's time for my favorite segment. Whenever I fill in for Matthew, this is the segment I look forward to doing most. No offense to our other guests, who include J.P. O'Connor at 8:05 with Habs Breakfast and Dwight Walton at 8:35. We're going to talk a little NBA with Dwight. But it's a pleasure to welcome Mark Lidbetter, my buddy, to the show. Mark, what's going on? How are you?
Hey, Joey, nice to talk to you. Thank you for the intro.
No problem. You're my favorite guy out in the media there, Mark, because every time I see you, you've got some retro piece of Sports Montreal clothing on, and I'm extremely jealous. I like taking, the other day you had a vintage Alouettes polo on your back, and I almost want to steal it right off there.
There you go. I'll put that on eBay. You get first dibs.
I work in radio, so there will be no bids coming from me, Mark. All right, let's start with the amateur report here. The Good Deeds Cup's back?
That's right. The Chevrolet Good Deeds Cup, in partnership with Hockey Canada, is back for its fourth season, and Chevrolet is inspiring Pee Wee hockey teams to give back to their communities in a big way. Now, Good Deeds Cup ambassador Carolyn Ouellette told me this week that she's been amazed at the creativity of the teams showing their good deeds each year that she has to help judge. And teams are encouraged to take the positive values they learn on the ice and apply them off ice in their community. And further efforts, the winning team will receive $100,000 to donate to a charity of their choice, and then they'll have their names proudly engraved on the Chevrolet Good Deeds Cup, which they say is bigger than the Stanley Cup. Now, up until November 18th, coaches can register their teams and request a team kit that includes a coach's board, puck bag, a golden Good Deeds puck, and Good Deeds stickers for the players. Then from the 2nd of November to January 13th, 2020, teams will have to submit the video of their efforts. But the big night will be on January 25th when 11 finalists, one from each province and the territories, will be announced on Hockey Night in Canada. And it's up to the public to vote up until early February, with the winner being announced on February 29th on HNIC. Locally, a LaSalle Pee Wee squad was one of the finalists in the first year when they held a Welcome to Hockey in Canada outdoor classic for new arrivals in their community. So very creative kids, and coaches, if you want to check out more information or register your team, go to ChevroletGoodDeedsCup.ca.
All right, and this one I like. Canada's taking on Brazil in the opening match of the FIFA U17 World Cup.
It's going to be a tough battle, but they've got some good talent out there, and they're going to take on host Brazil in the opening match at the U17 today on the pitch of Estadio Walmer Campelo Bezerra. And this will mark Canada's 7th participation in the FIFA U17 World Cup, but their first since 2011. The tournament opener marks a major milestone in the soccer careers of these young footballers as they continue their journeys to the men's national team. And it also provides a big opportunity for the men's national team program as the group strives to become the first Canadian team to reach the knockout phase at the FIFA U17 World Cup. Now, 6 members of the squads are from the Montreal Impact Academy. So Matt Cadavallo, Keyshawn Ferdinand, Thomas Girallo, Muhammadu Kane, Mark Cuadio, and Sean Ray are all going to get to sport the Team Canada kit and hopefully get them over the hump and into the knockout round.
He's Mark Lidbetter with the Amateur Report on Weekend Game Plan on TSN 690. Joey Alfieri in for Matthew Ross. And the Quebec Bantam Football League season's winding down.
It's all coming to a head for the Quebec Bantam Football League for spots in the President's Cup and the Gold Cup Championships as the semifinals are set for the weekend. Today, the President's Cup semis will take place with the Greenfield Park Packers visiting the LaSalle Warriors at Stade Keith Ewenson at 10 a.m. And then at 1 p.m., just opposite the Percival Molson Stadium, the Greenfield Park Packers will be, the St. Laurent Spartans will take on the Sun Youth Hornets. And then on Sunday, the Gold Cup semifinals will be played with a noon game at Riverdale High School as the Raiders from Chateauguay meet up with the North Shore Lions at 1 p.m. And then at noon, and then over on the South Shore, the St. Hubert Rebels welcome the St. Leonard Cougars to Park Rose on La Femme, also with a 1 p.m. kickoff.
Yeah, I'm going for Saint Laurent. That's where I grew up. I'm going for the Spartans, and they're going head to head against the Alouettes. The Alouettes are playing at 1. That's very bold.
Yeah.
Mark?
Well, the Hornets will draw. They've got their supporters, and
Saint
Laurent too. They've got their supporters.
And there's a special reunion going on?
The first ever Maccabea Games alumni reunion takes place tomorrow at the Westbury YMYWHA in the Grover Auditorium. It's going to run from 2 to 5 p.m. But not only will it be a reunion, but the event is also being held as a kickoff for the road to the 21st Maccabea. Now, Howard Stoop, a 1976 Olympian, a Maccabea alumnus, and as well as a former legal counsel for the IOC, will be speaking. And he will be introduced by a gentleman by the name of Dick Pound, very well known in the amateur sports circles.
Of course.
And 4 pillars of the organization, Fred Oberlander, Joey Richmond, Abe Luxemburg, and Gordy Schwartz are also going to be honored at the event. So a really neat way to, get the next gen of athletes that will be competing in the 21st Maccabea.
All right, how would you rate this segment with me as the host? Is it better than when Matthew Ross is in?
I guess I want to stay on. So let's say it was you held your own. You did a great job.
Thank you very much, Mark. Thanks for doing this.
My pleasure. We'll see you at the stadium later.
Absolutely, yes. I will be there, and so will Dave Trentadue. It's the Amateur Report on TSN 690. It's the weekend game plan. That was Mark Lidbetter, Joey Alfieri, in for Matthew Ross. Coming up next, we've got Habs breakfast. How did the Habs fix that penalty kill going into tonight's game against the Leafs? JP O'Connor will tell us.